Hello to you, it's Sue Ralph here with Birdcage Craft Studio, and I'm here today to show you a slide-in camera card that I made. I made one a little while ago and put it on YouTube, and it had quite a few views on it, and I was I have been asked to make a tutorial, so here it is. So this is the card, and as I said, it's a sliding camera card. So you get a film strip that pulls out and you can push it back in, and you can do anything you like on there. You could do photographs, you could do stamped images, it's entirely up to you. This is a slightly different one that I've got to show you as well, and this one's I've actually put photographs of some flowers that I've taken. Okay, so that one goes back in there. So I'm not going to make the entire card for you today because I think you're able to do the background, but I'm just going to show you how I put all the camera together and what I used. Basically a technique on how to do this. So if I move these out of the way, and I shall just bring in my piece of paper here with all my die cuts. Now I actually used the Holtz-Vintage Camera, and when you cut out one of them, this is the pieces that you get. So you get the camera shape, and then you get the sort of the dials, the lenses, the little buttons. So what I've done is I've cut out two so that we can do like a multicoloured image like I have in this card. So what you need to do is start off with this and decide what colour you want as the main colour. But another thing I suggest that you do is to cut yourself out a piece of cardstock to fit behind one of the pieces, because then it means that all the little bits that you're attaching in aren't going to drop to the back, and obviously you've got a nice flat surface then for your mechanism to go backwards and forwards. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just move these out the way, and I'll explain those in a minute. Just put a little bit of glue on the back of my camera. So this will just hold the main piece together so all those little bits don't drop out. So just make sure you have that lined up, and then you have a base to start filling up all of your other little bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do with my white piece, on the die cut you'll actually see there are little score lines, so I'm going to start cutting some of those and place them on top of the black die cut that I've got. And I think I've got to go with the white again here. Sorry, no, we'll go with the black, with the white bit in the middle, I meant to say. So I'm going to, oh, they can be fiddly. Pop that in there. A little bit of glue, and then put the white bit on the top. Like so, and then I think we'll just finish off with another little white button here. And again, you don't have to just use card, you can paint it, you could use different cardstock, it's entirely up to you. On this card I actually painted it in a couple of different colours, and it's given that nice shimmery effect. And with this card, yes, as you can see, I've used silver and black. So it's up to you, whichever combination you like. Okay, so we don't need these little pieces now, so I can move those out of the way. There we are. And then at the back you can see you've got something there that the mechanics of pulling out the strip is not going to catch. So now you want to get onto the film strip itself. So I've just used a die cut and I've just cut out 3 frames of a film, and then I've cut a strip with a tab at the end, and the reason for that is that when you pull your card out you don't want it to shoot all the way out, so that just stops it from going all the way out. And then these little pieces have come out, so you can do 2 things. You can either stamp on these little windows that have come out, which is what I'm going to do today, or you could actually on the computer find yourself some photographs and then put the photographs on so that they fit nicely with your film strip, and just cut it out with the tabs. Right, so what we need is we need a piece of backing paper. So I've got a piece here, and then you have to decide where you want to put your card. So I think I'm going to sort of have it sort of at more or less the same angle as that one. And when you do your card, make sure you do your backing paper first, but I'm not doing that today because I'm just going to literally show you how to put the card together. Okay, so you've got your card on here like this. So get your film strip, do whichever stamping that you want to do. So this piece here that I've cut out with the 2 tabs at the end, I've actually put a very thin strip of double-sided tape, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach another little piece of card, and that just gives it a little bit of reinforcement so that if anybody goes to pull the tab out quite firmly, at least you'll be able to stop this from ripping. I'll just cut that off. And then you've got your little bit of a tab there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down the film strip. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to dab some glue all over the film strip. Make sure that then that can stick down nicely. And then just come in from the bottom where the tabs are. You want just a little bit of space before you stick your film strip down. And then pop that down. Oops. And if you get any glue that sort of squidges out, just remove it. And if you find that it's a little bit sticky, you can always get your little bit of talcum powder or your embossing buddy and just go over it to stop it from being sticky. And then just a little bit of glue just inside, and I'm going to pop in my pictures of my animals like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a tab just to put on the end like this one that I've got with a flower on this one, but it's just a punch tab, and I'll just get my punch and that just gives people a visual as to what to pull out. So all you need to do is just put some glue on both sides, and then you're going to fold that over. So basically I want this little piece, first part, to sit literally just by the end of the film strip. So I'm going to cut this piece of card off just here, and I'm going to take the corners off so that the tab fits nicely, and then I'm going to fold it over. And stick that down. And then you've got a nice little film strip. What I've done is I've done another die cut of the camera, and I put a piece of paper over the top so the sliding mechanism that we're going to put in doesn't actually get stuck. Okay, so we're going to put that in like that, and then that will stop anything from getting stuck. So what we need to do now is we need to use double-sided foam, the foam tape, just to give this a little bit of, to raise it up a little bit so that this element of the sliding photo frame can go in and out. So I have got some of these very small pieces of foam, which I'm going to use just down the back here to stop the actual frame coming out. So I'm going to pop those there and just make sure that that's in the right place. And then we want a little stopper just at the front, so we probably only need a couple of these just to stop the tab coming out, like so. 2 more, just down here. And it doesn't have to look very pretty because you're not going to see all of this when it comes, you know, when we put the top on. And then you want a thin row here. Don't forget, make sure you leave enough space so that little tab there doesn't have anything in the way. So you want free movement of this pulling in and out. Whoops. Okay. Let me just see if I can get the camera in a little bit closer so you can see what I mean. There we are. So we've got so far. And so we want some of these just going along the bottom. Now I'm just going to stick that over the top, making sure that it all lines up like so. And then you have a card that will pull in and out. Let's just, oops, zoom back out. There we go. And that's how you do the mechanism for the inside of a slider card, like so. And as I said, you can decorate them in any way that you want to. So this one I've just decorated with some plain paper, some pattern paper, and then I've stamped and put a sentiment on it. And then just inside the card I'll put another butterfly. And this one, it's a little bit different. I've done some stenciling in the background. That's just a piece of wooden veneer that I've coloured, and I've painted the front of the camera on this one, and a pull out tab just the same, and then just decorated the inside. And I always like to do my envelopes to go with my cards. So I hope that's given you some ideas today. Pop back again in the next couple of days and I've got another sliding card to show you. Thanks for popping in today. See you soon. Bye.